Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Wendy's Cookie Crochet Tutorial. In this video we're going to be making a beanie, and I'm going to use this thicker yarn. This is a, I believe it is a bulky 5 or 6. It's from Lion Brand, and I'm going to be using a larger hook, an 8mm hook, and I'm going to need a measuring tape. I'm also going to need a stitch marker, scissors, and maybe even a yarn needle. So I'm going to make this to a normal adult size, so this will be about, I guess, say let's 6.5 inches. So we are going to work in continuous rounds, and I'm making this for a friend of mine's mom who is going through chemo. So anyway, so this will be nice and warm for her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in a magic ring. If you don't know how to do a magic ring, then chain 2 and work in your second chain from hook. So I'm going to chain 1, then I'm going to make 8 half double crochets in my magic ring, This is really soft yarn, by the way, like super soft yarn. So I've made my 8 half double crochets. I'm going to pull this tight to close. And then again, I'm working in continuous rounds. So I'm going to make 2 half double crochets in the next round, each stitch in the next round. So this round 2 will have a total of 16 stitches. I'm going to take my stitch marker now and I'm going to mark this stitch. So I know that this is the first stitch on my second round. And again, this will be 2 half double crochets per each stitch. So a total of 16 stitches for round 2. This middle pull is not pulling right now. And make sure you count your stitches. I always like to count my stitches, but you know, if you crochet, that's an important thing to do. And if your magic ring comes kind of undone a little bit like that, so makes the hole bigger, just pull it tight again. We'll be working that end in, so it's okay. So the next round, round 3, we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch. Let me do my first one, make sure I mark that stitch. And then 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and we're going to continue that all the way around, and this round will have a total of 24 stitches. So our round 3 and round 3 again had a total of 24 stitches. Round 4, we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch. So let's mark our first stitch. I did my first one. and then 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and this round will have a total of 32 stitches. And then we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So 2 half double crochets, then 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and repeat all the way around. We're back to our stitch marker, so the first of our round. So our next round, round 5, we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch. Let me do the first one and mark it, of course. So there's 1, 2, and then 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to repeat that all the way around, and this round will have a total of 40 stitches. 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, and again just repeat that all the way around. That was round 5, and round 5 had a total of 40 stitches. So let's see how long we're getting here. You know, I always wonder too. I wonder if these are like off or the same, like as far as like just a normal measuring tape. So this says it's right at 6 inches. Let's see what like a actual like measuring tape like this says. Let's see here. You know, they're really about the same. I don't know why I always wondered it, but I did. All right. Anyway, moving on. So our next row, row 6, and this will probably be our final row here. We'll have 2 half double crochets in the first stitch. There's 1, and let's mark it. There's 2, and 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And this row, row 6, will have a total of 48 stitches. And then you just repeat that all the way around. So 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches, and then repeat all the way around. Alright, I'm just going to measure it one more time. Yeah, that's about right. So it's about 7 now, which that's quite alright. That's okay. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to go around and around and around and around. 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around until you get it to the length that you want it to be. So on an adult, you're going to want it to be about 7.5 inches long now. And so when you like fold it in half, it'll be about that 7.5 inches long. So from here on out, 1 double or half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. Make sure you mark the first stitch on your rows or your rounds, and just to keep everything even and make sure you're doing it correctly. And you just make it to the length that you need it to be now. So I'm going to try it on too to make sure it fits comfortably on my head, so that way I make sure it fits comfortably on her head. So again, you just keep doing this over and over and over again until you get to the length that you need. And see, it's curling up, and I don't really want it to curl up like this. I want it to curl down, so eventually I'm going to, so the right side or correct side is facing out. I mean, it doesn't really matter with this one quite as much because you could just literally flip it when you're done. But if you're doing a pattern that it does matter, then you need to make sure you're working on the correct side. And so the side that is facing out right now, or facing me, is the correct side. And guys, if you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really means the world to me. Every time I get a subscriber, I'm like literally cheering, like jumping up and down cheering. So it really means the world to me when you subscribe to my channel. And like the video, and please share it also. Share it with your friends, anybody you know that wants to learn how to crochet. This is a really easy pattern right here to learn from. So again, share this with anybody who you know that might want to learn to crochet. Again, just keep on going till it's the length that you need it to be. Obviously, I've got a little while to go here. And look, it's facing the wrong way again, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about that right this second. Also remember, each round should have 48 stitches. So every time you're going around, if you're doing the same size of hat as me, each round should have 48 stitches. Okay, this is not quite long enough yet, but it's getting there slowly. So, I'll try it on after one more round and see what I think. Because, yeah, it probably does need to be more closer to the 7.5 or so, maybe even 8. And thankfully, if I run out of this, I have another skein of this yarn, because it would be bad if I ran out of this one. Oh, look where I'm at. So I'm definitely going to have to grab the other skein, I think. Yeah, I mean this is right at 7 inches, so I probably want it a little bit longer. All right, I think we need to do one more round. So we almost had enough on that one, but not quite. That's okay. So we're just going to go ahead and attach this here. Pull it tight. And I'm going to grab my scissors and cut it off. There we go. Make sure it's still nice and secure. It is. All right. So one more round here. Again, 1/2 double crochet all the way around. Alrighty, now let's see how long you are now. So what, you are about 7.5. So I'm going to try this actually on myself to see how long it is. I think it's long enough. Okay, I definitely think this is long enough now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stitch marker out. And then I'm going to, in that next stitch, so where the stitch marker was at, I'm going to do 1 single crochet. And then I'm going to slip stitch. Now I'm going to fasten off, but I'm going to leave this in really long. So let me find my scissors. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my yarn needle here. I'm going to thread this through. This can be a little bit difficult because it's the yarn is bulky. So I'm going to just kind of fold it in half just so I keep the middle straight. And I'm going to weave this through here. So I'm going to just kind of pull it through. No, no, little kitty cat. So just grabbing it, kind of weaving it in and out through here because I'm going to gather it up. But again, I want to make sure it's kind of straight. So alright, you can open it up a little bit too if you want. And I'm going to weave it up just a tad bit more here so I can gather a little bit more. And this is a really easy way to gather things like this, and I think it looks really cute. So now I'm going to go in the other side here, And I'm just going to kind of make sure this stays. So like some of these where I weaved it in, you're going to kind of just go back through them. But I'm going to go back through them this direction one more time. And you'll kind of see it from the inside, but that's okay. You can see it from the inside. That's perfectly fine. So you see how I'm kind of going back through where I've already weaved it in there, so it holds it nice and secure. So I'm going to flip it over, see if I like that look. And I do. I think that's very cute, and I think that'll look nice, especially like how you can wear it like to the side or in the front. Now I'm going to just weave in these ends so I make sure they do not come out. You guys, if you've watched my channel for very long, I know you've heard me say that's like my biggest thing, is making sure these ends do not come out. No. And make sure you don't pull that part really, really tight, because you don't want it to bunch up right there. Again, just weaving that in a little bit more. Now I'm going to take my scissors, cut this part off, and we still have to weave in where we did the magic ring. So let's go back. I'm going to turn it inside out. Pull the magic ring as tight as you can. And thread this again. Then I'm just going to go in through these back stitches here. Just pull it through these back stitches. Make sure you weave your ends in really, really good, because you know these magic rings can come undone if you don't weave your ends in. So make sure you really weave your ends in. I know for Project Chemo that they ask you to send granny squares in, and they make blankets out of the granny squares that you send in. But people, when you start making with the magic ring, if you don't weave those ends in really, really well, even if you tie them in a knot, that's really not good enough, because they have to wash those, and they will come undone, and even if it's a gentle cycle, they will still come undone. So really just make sure you work your ends in those magic rings really, really well. So now I'm just going to fasten this off. And here we go. This is our super cute little Chemo hat for beginner crocheters. I think this came out really, really awesome, and I hope you guys like this project. If you do, let me know in the comments, and happy hooking, everybody.